right, we're just going to look for a moment at, this is T-negative albino. Those are some T-negative albino hets. These guys are really pretty black.
No.
So hold on. Let's visit with you. Look at that little face. Come here. So these guys are more recent hatches, but look at the facial banding. It's wonderful. So clearly T negative and T positive are different. As adults, they essentially look the same. I pretty much, as far as T positives and T negatives, obviously T negatives are just, they're ridiculous looking. They don't even look real. I think if we look at them genetically, as far as how sound they are, I think that we encounter a little bit more issues. I certainly do, trying to make T negatives. They're tricky, so that's why you don't see a lot of them, and hopefully we'll pump some of these guys out, at least make some that I can place, because I know a lot of people have been waiting on these guys, and there's something to look at. I'm just sitting there staring at this. But if you were to take, let's say, like a parallel, let's say like an albino blue tegu. Albino blue tegus, certainly there are aspects of the albino blue tegu that myself as a breeder, when I'm evaluating something for breeding and when I'm thinking about, I have to consider, you know, light sensitivity and all that kind of stuff. Well, I have T negatives that I've made that are now adults, and I'm able to take them outside. People are saying how, you know, I saw somebody comment saying that T negatives are blind. You know, it's really interesting. My middle finger right now is right under the heart of this animal, and I can feel boom, 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 boom. I can feel his heart. Just wonderful little creature. Oh, there you go. Josh is being humiliated over here. Okay. So here, that's a T positive. So yeah, look at the difference. So you have the look, which is, this is the phenotype. So that's a phenotype, you know, normal, wild type Salvatore. Then it carries albinism. So we're talking about the genotype. So what a genetically attribute that we're interested in. And then we have, this is the T positive. And if you look at T positive compared to T negative, it's like, oh, that, you know, looks nothing the same. So the theory would be that this animal right here has a switch which still allowed some production of melanin when the animal was born. Whereas this guy, the command says no melanin production at all. So that's what true, you know, amelanistic albino is. Caramel albino, tyrosinase positive, T positive albino says there's a limitation of that. So what I think is happening, the reason why these animals change dramatically, this animal's born with its melanin, and as this animal grows, the animal starts looking like that, but you can still see there's a fair bit of pattern on that. But if you get them stained with mulch, that's one thing that happens. Even my T negatives, if I am not careful, I keep these on mulch, and oh my goodness, do they change. If you look at my other videos of some of my T negatives. So as this animal grows, there is not a continued melanin production. This animal, well, it's pretty much, I think it would say it's born with the melanin that it has. So as it grows, it gets this lighter look. And then once, you know, they start going around 3 foot, it's between age and size, then they start going through a very dramatic change where each shed, it seems like they're just getting lighter and lighter. It's because they're not continuing to make melanin. But as adults, they're going to still look the same. And then Josh has got this one. So this one's starting to go through some of its change. You can see it on the face, the tails, if you see how much that is. And this animal's, you know, dirty. You can see staining. Anybody that uses kinds of mulch and stuff like that, when they take mulch is basically they take trees and stumps and whatnot and branches and they grind them all up. Then they add a dye. Well, as a reptile keeper, I'm using mulch in some cases, and when the animals are living in this environment, the dye is then picked up by the skin of these animals, and we start getting, it accentuates the pattern, but it also creates a false level of melanin. This animal has a complete shed on it, you can just tell. But you can see the tail of this. This is a T positive, and that's a T negative. All right,